What's good, y'all? We back at it again today with another video. So, today, like a lot of my videos, this is gonna be real impromptu because it's something that just popped up on my mind. But it popped up on my mind from watching oh shit, what is that nigga's name? I was watching another dude's YouTube videos. I think his name is Darius. It's a light-skinned dude, curly hair. Y'all might know who I'm talking about. But anyway, I was watching one of his videos about his interactions with this DL dude he was messing with back in high school, right? And, it just got me thinking about, DL niggas in general, right? 'Cause I haven't really thought about that much in a minute. But what I was thinking about specifically was DL dudes in the LGBTQ community, because DL dudes don't exist in the LGBTQ community, right? We in our own realm. And I say we, that doesn't necessarily include myself, because even though, I mentioned this before, I'm perceived as straight by society, and I'll say the majority of my family, because I haven't told them, I don't have that DL mindset. You feel me? I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed. None of that. What? It's my baby right there. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about specifically is just how DL dudes don't exist in the LGBTQ community, partly because they are DL, but also partly because there's not really a place for DL men, right? The LGBTQ community, the way they're represented in the media, I mean social media, television, all that is very stereotype. It's a stereotype. It's the femboys. I don't say that as a derogatory term. I just say that because y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Femboys, drag queens, all that. It's not. I'll say there's some representation of more masculine dudes, but at the same time, it's mostly like white dudes in the media. It's mostly white gay dudes, white gay, bi, pan, whatever you want to call it, right? There isn't a lot of. There's no representation for the type of person that a DL. I can't say the type of person a DL dude generally is. It's just like that, a straight acting dude, right? So all the dudes who are perceived as straight, they're straight. But that's not the case, right? So let me just get into some of my experiences a little bit. So when I was first getting into my sexuality, I'll say this is probably about a year, 2 years after I started messing with dudes, right? I met the homie Rocky, met him on Jacked. It was supposed to be, sneaky link type shit, but we ended up just linking up. The vibe wasn't awkward. It was just, I don't know, we just kind of kicked it off as friends at first. Linked up at the park. It was broad daylight though, so that was partly a factor. But we linked up at the park, smoked a blunt, walked around, just talked, and that you realize on day one, oh, this is somebody I could talk to. Like, you could chill, be the homie type shit, right? Now Rocky he's a part of the LGBTQ community. He's not super feminine, flamboyant to the point where it would get on my nerves. He's actually no, he's not flamboyant at all. Actually, he just he has feminine tendencies. He has masculine tendencies. He's in between, but he's a part of the culture. You feel me? He knows all the terminology, the slang, how to act, who's doing what with who. Like he knows just everything. Cause like I said, that y'all, it's something else over there. It's a lot. Like when we gonna get into that anyway. Met the homie Rocky. Is my first gay friend. Yeah, my first gay friend. So some months go by. I end up meeting a lot of his friends, and some of them are like him, some of them are a little more feminine, flamboyant, all that. But there's one situation. This was to the point where like I knew several of his friends well enough to like, say to be cool with them. Like I could hang out with them and he could not be there, even though I generally didn't do that, right? Just because I was saying it's a lot to take in. Getting in the culture. But anyway, this one time, at his boy Mateo's house. A lot of times they would be over there because bro would have like they would cook and drink and play games and all that kind of stuff, right? So it was a kickback. And this kickback there was like I say it was like 15 people in total. I probably knew maybe 5 people. Everybody else was strangers to me, right? And we was all drinking, having fun. It was still like, midday. The sun hadn't gone down. And at some point, honestly, because of the way things are, I couldn't always follow what was going on because there was a lot of yelling and people talking over each other and a lot of, like I said, terms, and they would just be talking about shit that I did not know what they was talking about. So at some point, they was all screaming, yelling, and laughing about something, and I was on the couch. I was on the couch. I think Rocky was like over on one of the futons or something, and I was sitting next to like the homie Morgan and somebody else, and then this dude named Alex started like fooling around with Morgan or something, and they like started tussling on the couch right next to me, right? And me, I'm over here just trying to get out the way and move. And when I get up, I turn to the side, and I feel someone grab my dick. The one who grabbed my dick was Alex. I had met this dude 2 hours ago, and I could already tell he was the type of person that we just wasn't gonna gel like that. We just too different. But Alex is very loud, very extra type of dude. But he grabbed my dick, and I'm like, I moved his hand real quick, and I just looked at dude like, what the fuck? Obviously, bro was drunk, but still, like, you don't know me like that. I think, bro, this was around the time I was doing OnlyFans. So, in addition to him being drunk, and I'm assuming dude probably know about my OnlyFans, he probably just thought I was fucking anybody and everybody, which I wasn't. But yeah, bro grabbed my dick, and that just put me off. But the rest of the night goes on. I avoided this nigga for the rest of the party. At some point, some other people came through. One dude who I actually messed with on my OnlyFans, but shit was awkward because he was the type of person to use people. I wasn't fucking with that.
Someone was detected at your front door.
Man, hold up. Anyway, sorry, mom's walked in, so to move this to the bedroom. So that was one of my let's say, most memorable experiences over there. The rest of the night wasn't really important. Everybody got drunk. Everybody was having a good time. Somebody threw up in the sink, and the sink was like, yeah, it was nasty. But anyway, that was one of my most memorable experiences with that group. Another one would be this, right? So you know how I said there's Rocky, there's Morgan, Mateo. These are probably the three that I know the best, even though I'm closest to Rocky. I'm not really close with the other two like that, right? So it was one time where Morgan just told me to come over his house because he was chilling. We did have some things in common, like bro likes Star Wars, anime. He was into animals. We both Leos type shit. So I was like, cool. You know, I was in the neighborhood, just swing by bro's house for a minute. And he had one of his homegirls over. And she was cool, introduced me to her, right? So I sit down on the couch, I'm chilling, looking for something to watch while they roll up a blunt. And they over here talking about Nicki Minaj, right? Nicki Minaj isn't an artist I really listen to. Like, I really don't care for her voice, to be honest. I mean, as a person, you know, I know she's great. I know she's done a lot for the black community, all that type of stuff, or at least that's what I've heard. But nah, man, her voice just sounds like nails on the chalkboard to me. It's like, no, 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 no. I should not be dissing her. But that's, anyway, not an artist I really listen to. But yeah, they were talking about her, and they were talking about her for like a cool hour, bro. So I was sitting there just listening to them for an hour, and I was bored out of my fucking mind. I was on my phone. I was running out of shit to do. So I just left. I made up some excuse to go, and I just left because I was over it. I can't say that, you know, Morgan or them felt any type of way because they didn't. Like I said, I made up some excuse. Yeah. And left out of there. And that was around the time that I realized that not that like I wasn't meant to be a part of the community, you feel me? It was just like the typical, like it's just like the community wasn't made for me, you feel me? There's like I'm still, I would have to change myself to really be a part of that world, you feel me? Like I still have my homies. That this was around the point that I met Rocky and started hanging out with his group. That was when I had the falling out with my best homie, and my other homie moved away to Atlanta. I was really living with just one of my homies, but homeboy didn't really like to go out that much. Like, he was a gamer, right? So he was in the house all the time. Whenever I would go over there, sometimes, I mean, he got a pool, so sometimes, you know, we just kick in the pool, swim, kickback type shit. But most of the time I would be over there, it would just be, you know, me watching him play video games, right? But yeah, that was around the time that I realized that I just didn't fit in with that culture. And that's to the point where I'm trying to get with like the DL thing, right? So let me just generalize for a second. DL dudes, right? They can be DL because they present to the general public as straight, right? For whatever reason, you know, like, what are the things you assign to a straight man? They like to play video games, sports, wrestling, physical activity, nerd type shit, right? And that's just something like how you grow up, basically. Like you're introduced to one thing or another. Like me, I was really into Pokemon when I was growing up, and Transformers and Star Wars, and I got into anime in high school. I became a part of that world, and I started playing, football. I played football in college, not for a team, because we actually didn't have a football team. I played intramural football. So I was doing that. I was in high school, I was playing soccer. So I was doing boy shit, you feel me? Whereas in the LGBTQ community and how they're represented is the feminine. They like a lot of female shit. Like how many straight dudes do you know that listen to Nicki Minaj? Now it's not like what I'm trying to say with that is it's not like you're typically averted from those things. I guess maybe you are. It's just like that's the disconnect. You feel me? I don't know. I mean, just like using common sense and like my education. You feel me? Like if a dude grows up to be more feminine, I'm assuming he had more female influences in his life, and that's just what he emulated. You feel me? Me, even though my father wasn't physically around all the time, he was around for the majority of my formative years, and he moved away for a couple years, but Pops was always around. You feel me? And I was in like other shit to keep me in that realm of like boyhood. You feel me? I can't speak for a feminine man's perspective. I'll have to get somebody over here to do that. But my point is, or like one of my points is, there's just not the worlds are different, right? If there was, let me just say, the only gay film that portrays like black men in a realistic way that I've seen is Moonlight, right? I don't really care for the ending because it felt like not anticlimactic, but it was just like, it was accurate, but it wasn't enough. You feel me? So if y'all haven't seen that movie, go watch it. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. But that is an accurate depiction of a masculine man and a masculine gay bi pan man in the world, in our world, in the hood, in the ghetto. You feel me? Yeah, so part of the other reason I wanted to bring this up is because I'm not the only one. I mean, because I've let's say experienced that side of things. Like I have friends that are a part of that world, right? And even when I say a part of, like because I am bi, like I guess I'm a part of the LGBTQ community, right? But I'm not a part of it. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's really the whole point of this video. But part of the other reason I wanted to make this is because I know I've seen some of the comments where it's like, what I saw was there was a dude where, because he's like me and he prefers masculine men like himself, he gets shitted on by the more feminine dudes when he turns them down. And I've been there before because I might have said it more bluntly in the past, but I'm not attracted to effeminate qualities in men and women in general, right? I've said it before a while back, but the same reasons I'm not attracted to women are the same reasons I'm not attracted to feminine men. In the feminine men, those qualities are more exaggerated in my experience, right? The type of shit just turns me off. But like I said, those are the stereotypes in our communities, and what I was trying to say with the comment, I've experienced that where, like, you know, because I'm not attracted to feminine dudes in a romantic way, even though, like, when it comes to sex, you cute, like, you could get it, but because I can't feel for dudes like that in a romantic way, I don't want to say necessarily that I've been shitted on, but, you know, dudes will catch an attitude with me. You feel me? So I've experienced that before. And to this point, I don't really pay no mind. But I know that that's an issue that I'm not the only one who's experienced that, right? And yeah, that's all I really had to say. Y'all go comment, subscribe, tell me what y'all think, give me your thoughts. You know, I always want to hear feedback, all right? And I'll catch y'all on the next one.